Hey, coin collectors and enthusiasts! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we've got a jaw-dropping topic that could change the way you look at your change. That's right, we're talking about the 2012 1-cent coin, and why this seemingly ordinary coin might actually be worth a lot more than its face value. We're talking about big money here, like $199 million. Yes, you heard that right, $199 million. Stick around because in today's video, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and value of the 2012 penny. Now, before you start running to your piggy bank, let's set the stage. You've probably got a 2012 penny sitting in your pocket right now. But what makes this coin so valuable? Let's go ahead and break it down for you, starting with a little history lesson. First off, what is a 2012 1-cent coin? Well, it's part of the United States Mint's penny series, and it was struck in 2012, in Denver, hence the D mint mark. But unlike many other years of pennies, there's something unique about the 2012 coins. In 2012, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the demand for everyday currency. At first glance, the 2012 penny may seem like just another regular coin. But there's something special that sets it apart, and no, it's not just the shiny copper-plated zinc. It's the fact that some of these coins were struck with a very rare error, which instantly boosted their value beyond their face value of just 1 cent. So, what's the deal with the rare error? In 2012, some pennies were struck with a double die error, meaning that the design was mistakenly struck multiple times, creating a double image on certain areas of the coin. And guess what? These double die pennies are the ones you want to look for because they're incredibly rare, and they can fetch a small fortune at auction. Now, the double die error can affect different areas of the coin, from the date to the letters and even the details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If you happen to find one of these, it's not just a regular penny. It's a valuable coin, like a hidden treasure. Now, you're probably wondering, how much are these coins worth? Here's the kicker. Depending on the severity and placement of the error, some 2012 double die pennies have been known to sell for prices upwards of $199 million. That's right, millions of dollars for a single penny. I know, it sounds unbelievable. But rare coins with minting errors can be worth extraordinary amounts, and the 2012 penny is no exception. Coins with these kinds of mistakes are incredibly sought after by collectors, numismatists, and investors alike. One of these error coins could go for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars at auction. That's what makes it such an exciting and valuable find. But why is this particular coin so valuable? Well, the rarity of these error pennies is the main factor driving the price. When the U.S. Mint strikes a coin, it's meant to be uniform and precise. But errors like a double die can happen for various reasons, including mechanical malfunctions or human mistakes in the minting process. These coins, because they're not supposed to exist, are extremely rare. It's these rare, unintentional mistakes that create a sense of rarity and desirability among collectors. The more error-prone a coin is, the higher its value. And when we're talking about a coin worth $199 million, you're looking at a truly one-of-a-kind piece. Okay, so how can you tell if you've got one of these high-value double die error coins? Let's go over the steps to spot one of these rare gems. First, take a close look at the date. If you see the numbers 2012 with a noticeable doubling effect, you could have a double die penny. The most noticeable part of the error is usually the doubling of the numbers, especially around the 2s and the 1s. Next, check the words e pluribus unum and liberty on the obverse side. If these words appear blurry or doubled, that's another strong indicator of a minting error. Lastly, inspect the details of Abraham Lincoln's face. In some cases, the error shows up in his hair or the lines of his face. The doubling effect will be visible, but subtle, so you'll need to examine it carefully under good lighting. So, you found a 2012 penny with a double die error. What should you do next? Well, you've got a few options. First, you should get your coin professionally appraised by a numismatist to confirm its value and rarity. Once confirmed, you can sell it at a reputable auction or directly to a coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. But keep in mind, if your coin truly is worth millions, you might want to consider insurance or an auction house to ensure you're getting the best value. So, there you have it. The 2012 D 1-cent coin with a double die error could be worth way more than just 1 cent. While most 2012 D pennies are worth their face value, the rare ones with minting errors are priceless. If you happen to find one, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so you never miss out on any coin-related content. And if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you think you might have one of these error pennies, let me know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Until next time, happy hunting, and may you find that $1 million penny. Next, 1983 1-cent USA coin enthusiasts. If you've got a 1983 penny lying around in your pocket, you might want to take a second look because it could be worth a lot more than you think, up to $5 million. That's right, in this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1983 1-cent coin, exploring its value, history, and why it could make you a fortune. So stick around as we uncover one of the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting. First, let's start with the basics. The 1983 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, is part of the United States Mint's ongoing series of coins. This coin was produced during the second year of President Ronald Reagan's first term. It features the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. But, what sets this penny apart from others is something that most people overlook: its potential value. At face value, it's just worth 1 cent, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, don't be so quick to dismiss it, because in the world of coin collecting, this penny could be worth far more than its small denomination. Here's where things get interesting. You see, while most 1983 pennies were made from a copper-plated zinc composition, a small number of them were mistakenly struck on copper planchets, coins made from copper, as opposed to the zinc-based ones. This rare error happened during the minting process and created what's known as the 1983 copper penny. These copper pennies are the ones that have a chance of being worth big money. Now, the key to understanding why these coins are worth so much lies in their rarity. While the 1983 zinc pennies are still common and worth just 1 cent, the copper ones are exceedingly rare, so rare that it's believed only a handful of these pennies exist today. That's why they're highly sought after by collectors. Some experts suggest that only about 5 or fewer of these copper 1983 pennies are known to have survived the minting process. Imagine this, it's the early 1980s, and the US Mint is cranking out billions of pennies. Most are struck with the new zinc composition, but among these, a small batch of copper planchets mistakenly makes it into the production line. These rare copper pennies went unnoticed for years, as they look almost identical to their zinc counterparts. It wasn't until years later that coin collectors started noticing something strange. Some of the pennies from 1983 had a slightly different color, and upon further inspection, it was discovered that they were made from copper. But by that point, these rare coins had already slipped through the cracks, into the hands of everyday people, or worse, gotten lost in circulation. So, how much is this penny worth? Well, in 2018, a 1983 copper penny was sold for nearly $1 million at auction. And that's just one example. Some experts believe that depending on the condition and the rarity of the coin, the value could be as high as $5 million. But hold on. This is not just about the monetary value. The rarity of the coin plays a huge role in its worth. Most of these copper pennies have been lost to time, destroyed, or are sitting in people's collections, so finding one is an extraordinary feat. So why are these coins worth so much? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and error. The The 1983 copper penny is an error coin, which means it was struck with the wrong material. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are some of the most valuable pieces because of their scarcity and historical significance. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these rare finds, and the 1983 copper penny checks all the boxes. Additionally, the 1983 copper penny's value is driven by its connection to U.S. mint history. A coin that was accidentally made on the wrong planchet is a fascinating piece of numismatic history. Not only does it hold intrinsic value, but it also tells a story about mistakes made during production that only a few lucky collectors can capitalize on. Now, if you're thinking of checking your spare change for these rare copper pennies, here's what you need to know. First, check the color. The copper planchet will have a reddish-brown hue, while the zinc coins are a more dull, pale color. Next, check the weight. The copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams, whereas the zinc penny weighs slightly less, around 2.5 grams. Close-up shots of the copper penny being weighed on a scale and compared to a normal zinc penny, you can also use a magnet to help you. While a copper penny won't stick to a magnet, a zinc penny may stick slightly because of its steel core. In conclusion, the 1983 copper penny is a perfect example of how something as simple as a penny can become a priceless piece of history. Whether you're an avid coin collector or just someone who stumbled upon one of these rare coins, the value of these pennies could surprise you. So, if you find one of these rare pennies in your collection, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Who knows? That humble 1-cent piece could be worth millions. As always, happy hunting, and remember, every coin has a story to tell. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting coin collecting tips and stories. See you in the next video, and happy collecting. Next 2000D 1-cent USA coin. Today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare US coins, focusing on a seemingly humble, yet surprisingly valuable coin, the 2000D 1-cent piece, also known as the Lincoln penny. Now, at first glance, you might think this coin isn't worth much, right? After all, it's just 1 cent. But hold on to your seats, because the story behind this coin could leave you speechless. In fact, one of these pennies is reportedly worth up to $7 million. So, what's the deal? Let's find out. The 2000D 1-cent coin, minted by the United States Mint, might look like your standard penny. It features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, that's the front side, and a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was part of the regular issue from the year 2000, which means it was produced in massive numbers, alongside other denominations. But here's the twist: out of all the millions of these pennies that were minted, there's a particular one that stands out. It has a little secret that could make it worth far more than its face value. Like many coins in the world of numismatics, the 2000D penny became famous because of an error, and this is no ordinary mistake. We're talking about the wide AM error, which is a rare minting defect that turned what would be a typical penny into one of the most valuable coins in the market. Now, let me explain. On most modern pennies, the and M in the word America on the reverse side are usually pressed together, touching each other. But on this rare error penny, the and M are far apart, creating a noticeable gap between the letters. This is what collectors and experts call the wide AM variety. This tiny but distinctive feature is what sets the 2000D wide AM penny apart from the regular ones. At first, it might seem like a small thing, but in the world of rare coins, details like this can mean huge dollars. Now, you might be wondering why something so small and seemingly insignificant can be so valuable. Well, in coin collecting, errors are highly prized because they're so rare. Think about it: when a coin is printed, it's supposed to be uniform and flawless. But when something goes wrong during the minting process, that's when collectors start paying attention. Coins with errors, like the wide AM penny, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of times more than their face value because they are the result of a mistake that can never be recreated. These coins have historical significance, and collectors will pay top dollar to own a piece of that history. In fact, a 2000 D-wide AM penny in mint condition has been known to sell for a whopping $7 million, depending on its rarity, condition, and demand in the market. That's right, $7 million for a single penny. This might sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, it's not entirely out of the question. So, how can you tell if you found one of these rare coins? Well, it's all about the AM spacing. To spot a 2000 D-wide AM penny, all you need to do is take a close look at the reverse side of the coin, where the word America appears. On a regular 2000 D penny, the A and M are almost touching. But if you have a wide AM, there will be a noticeable gap between the letters. In fact, this gap is so wide that it's visible to the naked eye. So, it's not just a small defect, it's pretty obvious if you know what to look for. Here's a quick comparison. This coin is a normal 2000 D penny, and you can see how close the A and M are. But this one? Look at that gap, that's your telltale sign of the 2000 D-wide AM penny. So, where do you find these elusive coins? While they were originally produced in massive quantities, very few of them ended up with the error. That's why they're so valuable today. Coin collectors, both professional and amateur, are constantly searching through rolls of pennies, trying to spot the rare ones that might hold this error, and with millions of pennies being minted each year, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's estimated that only a handful of these wide AM coins were ever produced, making them incredibly rare and valuable. Now, you might be asking, why does this one specific coin matter so much? Well, aside from the obvious fact that it's incredibly rare, the 2000 D-wide AM penny holds a unique place in US coin history. It represents one of the most famous minting errors in modern times. Collectors, investors, and numismatists, that's a fancy word for coin experts, know that these errors can become the centerpiece of any collection. And as the demand for rare coins continues to grow, coins like the 2000 D-wide AM are seen as an excellent investment. Some people even buy these coins hoping their value will continue to skyrocket over time. While we're talking about valuable coins, let me mention a few other pieces that you might want to keep your eye on. First, there's the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, a coin so rare that it has sold for over $4 million. Then there's the 1943 copper penny, a coin that was minted by mistake in copper instead of steel, and it's worth a small fortune today. And of course, you've probably heard of the 1933 Double Eagle, which holds the record for the most expensive coin ever sold, going for over $18 million. So, what do you think? The 2000 D-wide AM penny might just be sitting in your change jar right now, worth a small fortune. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth more than your car. And if you've got a passion for coin hunting, who knows, your next discovery could be worth millions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more fascinating coin stories. Who knows what we'll discover next time? Until then, keep your eyes peeled for rare coins, and happy hunting. Last 2016 D1 cent USA coin. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that many overlook but is actually hiding a shocking secret. You may have one of these sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. It's the 2016 D1 cent coin. Yes, you heard me right. This small, seemingly insignificant coin could be worth a whopping $90 million. In today's video, we'll explore the story behind this mysterious penny, what makes it so valuable, and how to determine if yours is worth a small fortune. So, stay tuned as we uncover one of the most fascinating coins in US mint history. Let's get started. Before we dive into its rare and mysterious value, let's take a moment to understand what makes the 2016 D1 cent coin so special. The 2016 D penny is part of the US Mint's annual release of Lincoln cents. These coins are produced in large numbers each year, and you'll find them everywhere, in your change, at the grocery store, or even in your car's cup holder. They're made of copper-plated zinc and have a face value of just 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting. The 2016 D 1 cent coin may look like a typical penny, but it's not as common as you might think. So, what exactly makes this particular penny worth millions? Let's talk about that. While the US Mint produces billions of pennies every year, only a small number of them end up being truly valuable. The 2016 D penny's rarity isn't about how many were made. After all, millions of 2016 D pennies were minted, but rather, it's about a certain mistake or anomaly that turned some of these pennies into rare treasures. Over the years, coins from various years have sometimes been struck with errors or abnormalities during the minting process. These coins can sometimes be worth a lot more than face value. And the 2016 D penny? Well, it's no exception. In fact, there have been reports of certain 2016 D pennies that were struck in a way that makes them one of the most valuable errors in modern coinage. Now, here's where things get wild. There are rumors circulating in the numismatic community about a 2016 D penny that was mistakenly struck with a double die error. For those who don't know, a double die error happens when a coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. This can happen due to issues with the minting machinery, and it's incredibly rare. Now, let's talk numbers. A single 2016 D penny with this kind of error could potentially be worth upwards of $90 million. That's right, $90 million. The reason for this astronomical value? Double die errors are highly sought after by collectors, and when you add in the fact that this particular penny was from such a recent mint year, it creates a perfect storm for a valuable collector's item. The rarity and the quality of the error on the 2016 D penny make it a prime candidate for some very serious collectors out there. If you're fortunate enough to find one, you could have a coin that's worth millions, just like we've seen with other high-value error coins in the past. So, how can you tell if your 2016 D penny is worth millions? Well, there are a few things to look out for. First, inspect the coin closely for any signs of a double die error. Check for doubled images on the date, the word Liberty, or even on the Lincoln Memorial itself. If you notice any of these doubled features, you might be looking at a coin with significant value. Also, look at the overall condition of the coin. The more pristine it is, the higher its value. Coins in mint or near mint condition are worth much more than those that are worn down or damaged. But it's not just the double die error coins that could be worth something. Some 2016 D pennies have other rare characteristics or anomalies that could make them valuable. For example, a penny that was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was made using a different type of metal or a planchet from another coin, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These types of errors don't happen every day, but when they do, they can turn a common penny into an incredibly rare collectible. So, keep an eye out for those unique details. Now, let's clear something up. While the $90 million figure sounds incredibly enticing, it's important to note that not every 2016 D penny with a double die error will reach that amount. The price ultimately depends on the severity of the error, the condition of the coin, and the demand from collectors at the time. Some 2016 D pennies with the right error could still fetch a few $1,000s, or even tens of thousands, if they're in great condition. But the $90 million price tag? That's for the absolute rarest and most pristine examples that come to the market. So, while it's possible, it's definitely not guaranteed. If you think you've got a 2016 D penny with a potential double die error or another anomaly, the next step is to get it appraised by a professional. You can reach out to a certified numismatist or visit a reputable coin dealer who can assess its value. Once you know what you've got, you can choose to sell it through an auction or to a private buyer. Some rare coins are sold for millions at public auctions, so your penny could have a chance at making you a lot of money. So, the next time you find a 2016 D penny in your change, take a closer look. It could be worth more than you think. While finding a penny worth $90 million is extremely rare, it's always worth checking for those special errors and anomalies. Who knows, you might just strike gold. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed it and want to learn more about rare coins and their hidden treasures, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have a 2016 D penny, let us know what you find. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep those coins safe.